Hi, this is strange. Hello, it's me, Taya. Some of you are probably wondering why I'm talking over speed paint, but honestly, I think this is probably the best format that I can talk about some things that where I can be heard instead of just making a long Twitter post. So we're going to enter some personal territory here. So I hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from. And yeah, English is not my native language, so if you don't understand something I say, not my problem. Anyway, first of all, I'm not leaving the Brawlhalla community because I think that's a dumb thing to announce. I suppose coming from me would be kind of important if I were to do that, but I don't really think it's a big deal to say you're leaving a video game community, because at the end of the day it's just a game you're likely coming back to one day or whatever. Like, everyone is allowed to be into several things at once. I love this game too much to just not care about it anymore, even if it doesn't seem like it much recently considering how inactive I've been. So yeah, I'm a big Brawlhalla fan nerd, and I've been doing it for a long time. I started playing this game in January 2016, and it's been a roller coaster. I was around 12 when that happened. I was soon to be 13, and now I am 18. So you could say I've spent my entire teenage years playing this game, and throughout this time, I was super hyper fixated on it, always waiting for new characters and cool updates. And I've also met so many different kinds of people. And man, I don't know how many weird situations I've witnessed inside the community, not really involving the game itself, but the people in there. I'm never seeing something like that somewhere else ever again. It really is something. Because when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a big artist known for making fan arts of something I liked. I remember trying to do this for like Sonic the Hedgehog, My Little Pony, Five Nights at Freddy's, stuff like that. I almost did that to Undertale as well if I didn't find out about Brawlhalla. I found out about the game. I had a group of friends who were literally opening the game at the same time, and I was bummed because they were not inviting me to play the game with them. So I just kind of went to check them out myself. And also, I think one of the reasons why I played so much was because I didn't have a good computer at the time. I had an old MacBook Air that could run games well, but I didn't have a lot of games. And Brawlhalla is free and was easy to get the hang of. Now I have too many games and no time to play them. My start. I started making Brawlhalla Fusions art, which was basically grabbing two legends and mixing them up. I think some of you know what I'm talking about. I made fusions of Orion and Bring, Azuri and Queen Eye, and some others I don't really remember right now. And I remember someone mentioning that I took inspiration from Steven Universe, but honestly speaking, I never liked Steven Universe. I don't know how the idea came to me, I just know it did. But it was through these first silly fusions that was kind of my start. The community was liking my art and the feedback was nice, so I kept making fan art and posting them on Reddit. Of course, it wasn't anything impressive compared to now, but it was good enough that people were enjoying it. I think one of the reasons why it took off was because back in the day, Brawlhalla fandom was actually pretty rare. The community was really small, and seeing art of your favorite legend was kind of a gold mine. I wasn't the only active artist, of course, there were others, but I think I had managed to stand out, especially when Artemis was announced. Oh boy, do you remember the Space Lady-esque blog? I do. Do you remember Edgy Frenchman? Yeah, that's a thing as well. You've probably seen that one drawing of Artemis with a space hoodie where she looks all innocent and cute. You know that one? Yeah, I drew that shit. And I made a redraw of it some months ago because people were using it everywhere as profile pictures, YouTube thumbnails, banners, you name it. That drawing is cursed. Please use the new one for your content, I'm begging you. Anyway, these two blogs, despite being inactive now, really helped me go through a lot of tough personal problems for maybe 1 to 2 years. I was kind of projecting myself on Artemis. She had my personality, my issues, and even my body type. People liked her that way, and I liked her that way too. I can't really tell you why, but seeing that blog take off really brought me comfort in this community. I had some people tell me that they started to like Artemis because of me. And at the time, like I said, I was going through some rough shit between school and family. Like, my parents didn't trust me a lot. And they didn't trust them either because I would hide my bad grades. And if they find out that I was doing bad in class or whatever, they would take everything from me. Like, there's some posts on the Ask blog that instead of drawing on digitally, I drew them on paper. That was because they took away my computer and I didn't have access to digital art, so I was replying to them, to the asks, drawing the stuff on paper. And my in real life friendships were like kind of lacking communication, so it felt like everyone was hating each other a little bit, but we were dealing with each other because we didn't have anyone else to go to. So I was kind of not giving a fuck and getting depressed over not giving a fuck. So in the end, Brawlhalla was kind of the only happiness I had. It was my only source of comfort. Oh, and no, don't worry. My parents and I are cool now. That time is in the past and I've made up with these old friends. Anyway, my popularity, just grew over the years. I saw people come and go. Some old content creators that I've known for ages are still creating content for the game. And it felt like growing up with a little virtual family. Everybody knew each other, even if just the name and what they do. If something happened to someone, everybody else knew. At least, that's what my experience was most of the time. Of course, the people I knew and talked to the most were mostly artists. And like I said before, I'll never be able to experience anything like growing up with this community somewhere else ever again. I can't put it into words, but I hope you guys understand how this game changed my life. Of course, there were ups and downs. There's no denying it. I had some bad experiences, talked to awful people, but in the end, I think it was all a lesson I learned, and I managed to improve for the better. A lot of good things came out of it. And besides that, drawing Brawlhalla characters actually influenced my art style a lot too. I learned a lot observing Onling's splash art of the characters. I really like his art style. And then I got invited to BMG's partnership program, and it really made me feel like all of my hard work was worth it. I was being recognized by the developers of my favorite game, and that's like so cool. I will forever be grateful for this opportunity that returned so much to me. Yeah, but then of course the pandemic started, and I think that's where things kind of went downhill for me. At the start, I took it as an opportunity to draw and do a lot of things I wanted to do, because I had a lot of time on my hands, but I felt bored most of the time. I still played Brawlhalla and made fan art, but it was at a slow pace, and it kept getting slower despite getting new parts for my PC and finally getting a Wacom Cintiq to make better art. And I felt like I was growing apart, kind of. Every day was Brawlhalla. Everyone I knew talked about Brawlhalla. most of my social media was infested with Brawlhalla. And people followed me because of Brawlhalla. I wasn't pumping out art as fast like I used to. I was super unmotivated for some reason. I suppose you could say I grew tired of everything. I know this might sound a little weird, but what kind of saved me was my boyfriend annoying me with Genshin Impact. He would non-stop talk about this jungly dude. I was like, bro, this game's taking my boyfriend away from me. But then I started playing it because the next character that was coming was Albedo. And I actually hated him at the start because he made me play the damn game. And I've been playing it since then every day. But I was still playing Brawlhalla. It's just that Genshin Impact was actually a pretty interesting game and was taking up most of my time. It was a whole new world to explore, rich story and characters, you know. It was a good break from being into Brawlhalla after so long. Now, if you blame Genshin Impact for being the reason as to why I haven't been drawing a lot, then you're wrong. I've had so many ideas of fan art of Genshin Impact, but I think I've only put work into like 2% of them. For a long few months, I just didn't feel like drawing. It was a huge art block. I had ideas, but I couldn't work on them. I just wasn't satisfied with what I was doing, so I would give up for who knows how long. I've made only 3 full illustrations of characters from Genshin, and I don't like any of them. And even one of them got deleted because I just hated it so much. But in the end, this game was a pretty good break from Brawlhalla for a while, even if I didn't intend to actually take a break from Brawlhalla. Now I actually do want to go back into making regular fan art and create content in general, because I genuinely miss these characters and I still have fun playing the game. I don't play that often because my anxiety actually gets in the way when I play. I have this partner cradle title, you know, and whenever I start a match I feel like I'm being judged, because apparently I'm automatically a god tier player. I've had a few times that someone in post-game chat would call me names because I had a really important title and I wasn't worth of having it because I didn't know how to play the game or I was bad. I don't think I'm great at the game, but I don't think I'm bad either. I'm decent enough to have a pretty good time. I didn't get this title for playing well anyway. Well, I thought that I wasn't important anymore for the community because I saw my following go down and I wasn't, getting called to do things with other content creators. I'm not saying they have to, like, I wasn't even doing the bare minimum that was being active, so I can't blame anyone for not remembering that I exist. But yeah, I felt like I was forgotten, and now there's a new generation of amazing artists coming, and I felt like there wasn't a spot for me anymore. I thought that maybe my job here is done and I can move on. But whenever I would play the game, you know, I would come across players that looked up to me and were proud of me. And I don't think you know, but I'm the only South American Brawlhalla partner. I am pretty much representing a whole region of players. It's a big weight on my shoulders, and I shouldn't just ditch the game if so many people looked up to me. It was also Estação Brawlhalla that really helped me to see these Brazilian players adore me and my work. I was completely blind before, and at the same time, all of this that I told you happened too early for me. Like I said at the start, I started playing this game when I was 12, and my stuff took off mainly when I was 14, like around the time that Artemis was released, you know. And now I am 18, and hopefully I'm soon graduating, and I don't even know what subject I want to go to college for. and I'm probably moving out next year to another state when I barely could enjoy my high school years because of the pandemic. So in summary, I pretty much took a break from Brawl for a while, even though I didn't even try. So I'm trying to get back into things because I really love this game and the community, but most importantly the fun cast of characters. Sorry, I'm speaking slowly. I get a little breathless. I just ask all of you to be patient with me. I'm taking things slowly. I'm trying to get back on track, get my life together first among all of things. This community made me who I am today and opened so many doors for me too. And most importantly, gave me a wonderful boyfriend. So stopping to play Brawlhalla just because I got bored doesn't sit well with me. I hope everyone understands where I'm coming from. And once again, I just ask you to be patient. I'm slowly getting back into art in general, regardless. And I also want to work on my own personal projects. I have around 4 stories that I'm working on, and they're all somehow connected to each other. So there's that. There are a lot of things that I need to learn, and I'm still very young. I'm at a tough part of my life when I have to start making really difficult decisions, so creating content is going to be at a slow pace. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this whole thing. I hope you also enjoyed the speed paint and even this video format. It's actually something I've been wanting to do for a while, just talking over a drawing. Maybe I can bring speed paints faster like this. And in the future, who knows? Just regular speed paint with music in the background. But anyway, I hope you managed to find all the esports codes scattered around the video. And thank you for listening. Have a great day.